Hi, today I wanted to share a story that happened back several years ago. Illustrates just how awesome, truly awesome God is. Back several years ago, it was about a week before our trip to India on a mission trip, when I got a phone call from the director. She said the lady that was going to be teaching the fetal growth development class to a bunch of women in India, she is sick. She's going to have an emergency surgery. She won't be able to go. Oh, Susan, could you please teach this class? I really need your help. I'm thinking, what? Me? I don't know the first thing about fetal growth development. I've only got a week. How in the world am I going to do this? Oh, my word. It was just, the emotions going through me at that moment. Because, of course, I had been praying, Lord, use me. Lord, use me. Whatever you need me to do, I want to be ready and willing to do it. So how could I tell her no? So, of course, I'm like, of course I'll help you. Well, that feeling in my stomach was like, oh no, what have I got myself into now? How am I going to do this and everything else I've got to plan for? I've only got a week. Well, I just was worked full time, so I didn't have any time during work to plan, and I come home and busy with just regular life and trying to get everything packed and thought of and everything. And I just didn't know how in the world was I going to plan for this fetal growth development class, but got a hold of a lady in Gainesville that was able to give me a DVD that told some about fetal growth development. I thought, well, I was just going to have some time to make posters, flyers, handouts, and I just don't have time. So finally, it got down to where it was like a day before. I'm at work, and I was just like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't even have time to think about this. And all of a sudden, the thought came is get some Play-Doh, all different colors of Play-Doh, and hand it out to the women and have them to form little babies, have them to make babies. And that way, once they all make their babies, they can look around and see how all of them are different. And then we can go into the story about how the Lord created us all different and special. So I called the director up and I said, oh, came up with a great idea. Just need to get some Play-Doh. I don't have any time at all to go out tonight. We're leaving tomorrow. Don't have any time to go. Do you think we can pick up some Play-Doh when we're in India? And she said, well, I don't remember ever seeing any Play-Doh in India, but probably some clay. I mean, it would be like the orange clay. I'm like, ooh. I couldn't imagine what to do with that because probably more than likely they'd all end up being about the same. But I thought, well, okay, we'll work something out with that. And I thought, well, when I get on the plane, I'll just have some time to plan this class on the plane, listen to the DVD and all that. Well, by the time I got on the plane, I was just exhausted, worn out. There was no way I could keep my mind clear to even listen to the DVD or to even plan anything. So, anyways, most of you know that have gone on a mission trip. Once you land, you hit the ground running. I mean, you just go. From crack of dawn till midnight. You're so busy, and I kept thinking, Lord, I'm gonna have to have some time to think about this. So I was really getting kind of stressed out and worried, and just knots in my stomach because, again, I was a major planner and I had done nothing at all to plan for this class. So anyway, it was like a day before the classes, and we had our team meeting, and the director said, well, tomorrow's all of our classes. Does anybody need anything? We need to do anything? And I said, yeah, I need to get that clay or Play-Doh or something because I haven't even had a chance to plan this class, and I mean, I'm going to have to get this Play-Doh. I don't know what else to do. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know where we can even go to get the clay. And all of a sudden, this guy that was with us, on the trip, he said, "Oh, you need Play-Doh?" And I said, "Oh yeah, Play-Doh, and it needs to be all different colors." And he just said, "Well, you're just not even going to believe this." He said, "When I unpacked my suitcase, I thought my wife just gone crazy." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "I had a whole suitcase of nothing but tubes of Play-Doh." He said, "I opened it up and thought, what in the world am I going to do with all this Play-Doh?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, I know what we're going to do with all that Play-Doh. God knew what we were going to do with all that Play-Doh." And so I'm telling the story, and I think everybody in that room, we just had cold chills and just praising the Lord and thanking the Lord because He took care of that need. And my word, just the feeling of the chills all over me and just the praising the Lord. And anyway, turned to my husband. I just said, honey, tomorrow would you just come into class with me, open up your Bible, read some scriptures about how we're beautifully and wonderfully made and we're all unique and different and God made us special. And he said, okay. And I just said, wow, going into this class and not having any other plans than this is just going to really be depending on the Lord. Well, we got into the classroom and gave all the women the different colors of Play-Doh and told them all just to make a baby, give it a name, kind of make some hopes and dreams and plans. What's your baby going to do when they get older? And had them all doing that. Well, in the meantime, my husband grabbed some Play-Doh and he started making his baby, and he kept making a big deal out of, oh, my baby's name is, so and so, and my baby's special, and it's going to be this and that, and he made a big deal out of every little step that he made. And so anyway, when we all got done making the babies, the women told about their babies, and I said, what kind of hopes do you have for your baby? And one of them would say, mine's going to be a doctor, and the other said, mine's going to be a preacher. And we went all across the room. We just kind of made up things about the little babies. And I asked my husband, I said, can I have your baby? And he put it in my hand, and I just went, smash. And this was all just, we hadn't even thought planned. It was just a lot of prayer, smash. And you should have seen the women's faces. They were all like, oh. And I said, oh. And Jay said, I put a lot of work into that. I had dreams for that baby, and name and everything, and you just smushed it like that. You don't even care about my baby. So anyway, we got to do the lesson about how that's how God must feel when we don't take care of his creations, and we just have abortions and all of that. And I think it really drove home the point. People, you could just tell they all really understood how just stepping out a life like that with no thought or regard for the Creator, they could tell what that was all about, and what an awesome demonstration that was, and what an awesome demonstration that was for me. If I'm not careful, I could just plan God right out of things, plan things to the nth degree, and not leave room or time for God to work and to show how we should depend on Him, because boy, when that happens, it just can't get any better. So that's the lesson of the story: is let go, let God, and just enjoy all that He has to offer us and to give us, and He will provide. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.